Hey everyone, and welcome to NexGen Marine Outdoors. I have wanted to do a video like this for quite some time, and just kind of do an introduction, me, Lane, who is this guy on YouTube making videos. So I want to get back into kind of the past first and kind of tell you how I got here to wanting to do YouTube and do this. So let's go way back to 2015. I was kind of at a dead-end job. I wouldn't say dead-end, it just didn't fit. Actually selling RVs at the time. And I had got a job offer when I was looking for a bass boat to purchase at Complete Marine down in Phoenix, Arizona. And once I got that offer, I thought probably for 4 days about it and jumped on the opportunity. From there, I mean, you can't just fall into this stuff, but I did. And so basically from there on, 2015 started selling boats, had a pretty good year. It was my first like real successful year in sales, floor sales that is. Really learning how to do it. I had a really good boss that took me under his wing to teach me how to do, the ropes and everything about bass boats and everything. And so at the time, it was Triton bass boats is what we sold, along with Yamaha sport boats, which are amazing boats, and then Bayliner at the time was our like a value kind of brand, and some pontoons here and there. So 2015 I started doing that. 2016 was kind of my first big breakthrough. I blew up the motor, my old Champion 187. Great boat, but terrible motor. It was an old Evinrude Ficht. Blew it up and didn't know how to get out of the boat. I had a loan on it. Wasn't a good situation. And just so you guys know, when a motor blows up in a boat, that's the value in the boat. There's no value to a boat without a motor. It just doesn't exist. And so we decided that with my boss at the time, there at Complete Marine, and we decided that we would get me into a new Triton, and under like a Triton team deal as me working for a dealer. So we did it. We got me on like a fishing team. I was doing tournaments at the time, club stuff and everything. I had a really good tournament partner, great to fish with. We had a lot of good times together back then. 2016, great year. Had my boat, met my wife now, and it was just a good year. 2017, 2018, kind of just kept slinging boats, just selling boats, learning about the process and stuff. Fell in love with the industry, which I still love to this day. I haven't found a home in Idaho for that, but I hope that this is going to be an avenue to do that. Fast forward to COVID, really, 2020. Not much happened in Phoenix in 2020. We still did the boat shows. It was still great, still everything popping off, and went all the way through it until the shutdowns happened. Once the shutdowns happened, I would say this was early May, June, right around there, restaurants, everything, recreation stayed open. So we were a recreational dealer, we stayed open. What ensued after that was an absolute madhouse. We had over 100 boats on the lot, and 2-3 months, everything was gone, everything. We could have made the most money we've ever made in our entire lives, but we ran out of boats, and the boat companies couldn't get it to us. So kind of fought through 2020, never got COVID. Ended up being a pretty good year. Took a lot of time off once we ran out of boats, did a lot of camping and such. Then come early 2021, I was actually going to meet my dad in Vegas. It's kind of a good halfway point between Phoenix and where we are in Idaho. And I guess it's a little more of a drive for him, but we actually got COVID. So I woke up in the morning, cooking bacon, couldn't taste anything. There it is, COVID, we had it, got sick. So had to wait the 14 days, whatever. Got through it, was pretty sick that time, but we made it. And basically at that time, boat sales were not what they were cracked to be. It was a very hard time, getting yelled at by people constantly, waiting on their boats, which was understandable, waiting 5-6 months for a boat. I get it, it was horrible. Manufacturers telling us, oh no, we're gonna do this, and just things not being fulfilled. Between all that time, from 2021 back to 2015, we had dropped Triton once Bass Pro bought it in 2016. Late 2016, 17, I think it was 2017 we dropped it. Once we dropped Triton, we picked up Vexus boats when they first came out, 2019. Camus boats soon followed, also picked them up. At that time I had already sold my 2016 Triton that I had, and I've gone through a couple other little boats and stuff, but just financially was doing other things. Once we kind of got on our feet, 2021, right around there, we had actually bought some northern property, northern Arizona, 40 acres up there, and we'd bought a manufacturer home down there we kind of like fixed up and everything. It just worked out that we had got COVID that time to go to Vegas. Once we had COVID, because we had to put my dad off, hey, we're gonna take an Idaho vacation. As soon as we're done with fighting this stuff, we're taking an Idaho vacation. So that's what we did. And drove up here, kind of had a little spat with my boss at Complete Marine, just a spat. about me taking 14 days off sick and then me to come to Idaho for 2 weeks. And I get that, but I was sick for 2 weeks. I wanted to get out of town and just get some fresh air. And so we come up here to Idaho. Instantly, I grew up here. My wife grew up here. We fell in love with it. I was down in Arizona for 11 years. She was down there for 5. So we fell in love with it. We decided we're moving. There's no boats. Things are going tough. And so we did. We sold everything we had, got enough money to purchase a house here, our first house in St. Anthony, Idaho, over in East Idaho. It was a great house. I worked at a boat dealership that was kind of wasn't a startup, but it was a new location there in East Idaho for a short amount of time, and just didn't fit me. Then I went to Ultramarine Performance. That's where G3 came in with the videos I started. So that's about when I started YouTube. And basically, I was fishing so much this time, I had so much accessibility to water. I'm like, why don't I start YouTube and filming? So that's what I did. So that was the early G3 videos. That's where that stemmed from. So I was a sales manager there for just short of 2 years, right around there. Then we decided, hey, we're coming here to this area to catch bass all the time. We can drive anywhere to catch, big trout and fly fishing like that. So we decided to make the move to where we are now. Hence why the G3 isn't here. So the G3 is not here anymore because when we bought this house of June of last year, we sold it to be able to get approved and everything. I wasn't making a ton of money at the time. It was still COVID stuff going on as far as like the boat inventory and everything. So sold that to get here. This is where we ended up. So kind of shifted my focus in this time. Did some stuff last year, but was extremely busy trying to catch up, make ends meet and everything. My wife has a good job. I had a pretty good job, but it just bounced around a little bit. But the truck camper stuff took off. I mean, we've had a really good time doing it. We had a really good time horse hunting last fall. Hunting's something that I've wanted to get into filming and everything, and I feel like this year is my most confident year to do that with the equipment I have, so there's going to be a lot of that coming up. This is a good central location to be able to get anywhere to do that in all the areas we hunt and fish. So we did that. And so now we're shifting into even more of the truck camper stuff. Well, obviously we got the Eagle Cat back here. We're going to do a lot more stuff with that, a lot more stuff with horses. I don't have a boat right now. Some kayak videos are in the works that I want to do. It's been kind of a windy year. It's hard to go out in the river and kayak in the wind, so I've been waiting to do that. So we'll do some fishing there. The plan is to get another boat. My goal would be, I would love to work with a company in a professional capacity, not like a free boat format, but just be involved with what I used to do, but in a different format than how I used to do it, where I was under a dealer umbrella. As far as going to work 9 to 5. So that brings me to the newest thing that has happened in the last couple of weeks. I no longer work a 9 to 5 job. I'm still doing some real estate stuff. That's going to be like my main gig right now is the real estate, but basically I have Monday through Sunday to shoot videos and fish and put out what I want to put out, what I want to give you guys. So hopefully you see some improvement in videos and everything and audio, and really learn to appreciate this channel and subscribe to it. And so that's kind of where we're heading. So basically my background is that I come from the marine industry on the dealer side. Sold boats forever, bass fish tournaments. I don't know, I've been on kind of torn this year on if I want to go the bass boat route and do that and fish tournaments. If I had a bass tournament dream, it would be the One Bass series of tournaments that they're doing in the West. I think it's one of the best Western things going on right now in bass fishing. I think they're really putting things into it. So I've really wanted to dive into that. So do I get a bass boat and go that route, which is very expensive for, I don't want to say that it's a single purpose boat, but it's very geared to bass fishing. Or do I do something with a jet boat again? And do I get a more multi-purpose boat than even the G3 was? Something with the windshield so I can be in the colder weather. Still bass fish off, but obviously I could do that and show you guys more lake fishing stuff and the river stuff still, and then the shallow water stuff, which I have knowledge in all these areas I want to share with you guys, and catching fish and everything. And I want to do it in a way, because I'm not a professional fisherman. Okay, I hold a camera, I do that, I can catch fish, but I've never been, I've never fished a big tournament series like that. I always did small stuff. But I dealt a lot with the consumer of boats, and that's really what I want to kind of dive into and show you guys, and why I chose the G3, which I kind of went into that. It was a windy video, so I apologize for that older video. My audio's obviously gotten way better. But with next boat I get, I really want to explain why I went with it. I do like to stick in like a price point with a lot of the things I do, whether it's my archery equipment, whether it's my rifles and stuff. You don't need to spend tens of thousands of dollars on this stuff to be able to go out there and accomplish it. But on the boat side, there's a lot of uses and niches that these manufacturers fulfill that may not be the cheapest boat on the planet, but it fits the needs that much that needs to be talked about. And so I've talked with some companies about doing stuff. The channel's not very big, so I totally understand. I'm just not there yet. But I believe I could really showcase to you why this is done the way it is, because that's what I've done all my life. But right now, we're going into camping season. We're finally warming up. You're going to see a lot of us Eagle Camp camper. You're going to see a lot of us on horseback doing that stuff, scouting our elk hunts, scouting deer hunts, bear hunts. We have a lot on the roster for this year. So I just kind of wanted to introduce myself. I'd never really done that. I would just say, hey, I'm Lane. And so that's more of a background on me, where I come from. Lived in Phoenix 11 years. That's really where I cut my teeth in boats and bass fishing and fishing in general. And really being a difficult place to fish, I would say that it made me better for a place up here in Idaho where you can catch more fish, but to get those more challenging big fish, the big cutthroats, fly fishing, more technical stuff, you really have to have some skills and knowledge. And I believe that Arizona actually built that for me, along with some really, really good friends. I had a great friend who taught me how to fly fish and cast years and years and years ago. And I attribute that to my casting skills, my accuracy skills, and everything that he passed on to me, which I'm very appreciative of. So that's me. I'm Lane. If you guys have questions, we'll keep going. We'll do a question and answer video or something like that. But this is kind of just a start introduction. So this is what you're going to see when you go to my YouTube channel. Bam, right there. My mug, truck camper, fire pit, green grass, Idaho. We love it here. We have lots of stuff planned for you. Thanks you guys for subscribing to NexGen Marine Outdoors. Keep joining. If you're new here, please subscribe for our new videos. We have a lot to show you. And drop a comment down below and say, hey, I want to see this. What are you doing up there? How do I catch cutthroat in Idaho? How do I do this? And we'll make sure to put it out there for you. So thanks you guys for taking the time to watch this. I appreciate you.